Hey everyone, Anthony Sequeira here, and in this episode of our Certified Associate Python Programmer course, we're going to use that pip package installer that we had discussed in an earlier episode when it comes to installing these packages in Python. And if things look a little different, sound a little different today, it's because I am traveling, so I'm not in my normal recording studio, but I really decided to do this because I figured you would want me to, right? You would want me making content for this course no matter where I am on Earth. So one of the reasons, by the way, we need something like a package manager is think about dependencies. Yeah, that could be a real nightmare. We're creating this killer application and we're going to go ahead and reuse code that someone created for us called services. But of course, that code requires someone else's modules 1 and 2. And then there's some resources that we're going to use, but that requires someone else's modules A and B. Yeah, this whole open source concept to software is a great thing that we can all be creating Python code that everyone can then go and reuse to their heart's content. This is a wonderful thing, but we're going to have all these dependencies then in software. You know, we go to install a package and that package is going to require other packages. That's where the beauty of something like pip comes in. It is doing the package management for you. In other words, if you install a package that requires other packages, it knows that and will take care of it for you. All right, well, now that the little bit of theory is out of the way that we needed to look at, let's take a look at pip in more detail. First of all, we are going to be using pip 3. That's right, because we are using Python 3. So I say pip3 -- version here in the Mac, and sure enough, I have a version of pip that was installed when I went and installed our Python 3 that we would be using together in this class. So sure enough, I do have a version of pip. Now, that version of pip was indeed installed quite some time ago. Yeah, when I originally installed the Python for our course. So I'm betting pip 3 needs an update. So we're going to use pip to update, you guessed it, pip. So watch this command. I'm going to say pip3 install -- upgrade pip. And it says, yes, okay, there is a new version and we have installed that new version for you. And you were at 25.01 and you are now at 26.02. So we can see these last two lines right here are really critical for us. There was an uninstallation of the previous version. There was an installation of the newer version. You know what I'm going to do. I never trust without verifying. So I'm going to just make sure that with my pip3 version command, we are at the latest, greatest version of pip. Now you notice to do that installation, we ended up using the pip3 install command up here. Well, what other commands are available for us with pip? Let's check. Pip has a built-in help system. So if I say pip3 help, and then I scroll up here, notice it gives us the commands that we can use with pip. And we used pip install in order to install the packages. Notice download packages, uninstall packages. Let's say output installed packages in required format, right? Or actually, I'll give you a better one. We're about to use this one. List the installed packages. What if you needed more information on that? No problem. Let me clear the screen and I'm going to say pip3 help, and then I'm going to say list. So yeah, I figured out that there is a list command because I did the pip3 help, and now I want to get more help on the list command. So if we scroll up, we're going to see that, where did it start? Right here. We're going to see that, yep, the usage is pip3 list, and then you can do options. You don't have to do them, but there are options that you could do. And then this is going to list the installed packages, and they're listed in a case-insensitive sort order. And then here's all the fancy options you could do. So very cool. We can easily get help on a specific command this way. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do our pip3 command, and we are going to list. Yes, and pip3 list is going to show us what we have installed for packages on our system. And look at that. Right there is something we would expect to see. It's pip, and it's our latest version of pip at the 26.01. Really cool. Now, notice you'll see things here that, you won't have any idea about, like, what in the world is numpy? Yeah, I got to get some more information on what numpy is. Curious minds want to know, what is numpy? So no problem. We can do pip3 show is the command we would use, and I say numpy. And it says, okay, this is a fundamental package for array computing in Python. Want to get more information about it? Here's the page you would go to. So I love the fact that we can use pip3 pip3 show, in order to get more information about a package that might be installed. Okay, well, it's time for us to actually do an installation. How about that? We did an installation of pip itself, but let's do this where you would actually be doing this in practice. Let's say I want to start creating games in Python. Well, I'm probably going to want to use a very well-known piece of software called Pygame. Yeah, this is going to give me all the tools or many of the tools I would want to create games. What am I going to do? I'm just simply going to say pip3 install, and I'm going to say Pygame. I mean, my goodness, you talk about easy. So notice what's happening. It's getting all the information that it needs, and then it installs Pygame. What would we do to start using the great features of Pygame? Well, of course, in our code, we would import Pygame. That's right, and start working with it. But let's do our show command, why don't we? Pip3 show, and we're going to show Pygame. And it says, yeah, okay, this is 2.6.1 for a version. It is Python game development. And to get more information about how you would use this valuable package, you just head up to pygame.org. One more verification, if I do pip3 list, I hope that we're going to see Pygame now conveniently located in our list of installed packages via pip. Well, let's get rid of Pygame. Let's say for some reason we no longer want Pygame on our machine. Yeah, let's pretend we have no idea how to do an uninstallation. This is a little bit of review. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my pip3 help. And when I do my pip3 help, I am reminded that there is an uninstall packages command, and it is uninstall. Ah, great. So I think I should be able to do pip3 uninstall Pygame. And do we want to proceed? Well, wait a minute. Proceed with what? And it says, yeah, we found Pygame 2.6.1. We're going to uninstall Pygame 2.6.1, and it's going to remove all these files related to Pygame. So do I want to proceed? You bet I want to proceed. And there we go. We have successfully uninstalled Pygame. So as you have seen in this demonstration and in this video, the ability to work with packages and install packages inside of Python that we can then leverage to create amazing software. This is all made very easy by our friend Pip, and in our case, pip3, as we saw. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. I sure can't wait to see you in the next one.